Hello, my name's Jean and I'm going to talk to you today about cloud pruning. Cloud pruning is a form of pruning that comes from Japan, and its name in Japan is niwaki. Cloud pruning is carried out on evergreen shrubs, and very often it's ones with small leaves. Traditionally in this country we use box for clipping, but you can use other shrubs too. And the one that I'm using today is a yew. And a yew is good for two reasons. One is it's slow growing, and the other one is that it's evergreen. I kept my yew bush in roughly a round shape. I kept it clipped, I kept it tidy. But really I wanted to try some topiary on it, but I just didn't know where to start. But eventually I saw some cloud pruning that really sparked my imagination. What I was aiming for was a bunch of lollipops or pom-poms at the end of bendy sticks. I know it might sound a little bit odd, but I think you'll agree with me that it looks quite something now. This was my starting point, but where do you cut? A friend helped me to get started, and once the first few branches were removed, it was easier to clear out the straggly bits and focus on the main branches that I wanted to keep. Bit by bit, it started to look more like the bunch of lollipops that I'd envisaged. But looking back at these photos, it was such a straggly mess when we were finished that I must have had great vision to see that in 4 years' time it was going to fill out and look just as wonderful as this. Yew is quite a hard wood, and so you need something quite substantial to get through the branches. I use a pruning saw to cut through the bigger branches, very sharp teeth, and I use my secateurs for the smaller branches. But once you've got the basic shape sorted out, you need to move on to the fine tuning, and I use topiary shears for that. I've got 2 pairs here. These are proper topiary shears, sharp blades, nice strong spring, use it single-handed. These are a bigger version. They're not really topiary shears, but I find them very comfortable, very good. Again, strong spring, sharp blades, very comfortable to use. But once you've achieved the basic shape and you've tidied it up with topiary shears, all it will need now is some general maintenance about every 6 months. You'll only need the topiary shears for this to give it a little haircut. But every time you do it, you encourage it to fill out and become bushier. So what started out 4 years ago as rather straggly pom-poms ended up as rather nice fat ones, as you saw in the photo. The Japanese trained for many years to do cloud pruning, but what I did really wasn't too difficult. It was just a little bit tricky to get started. I hope when you've watched this video, you'll see that it's really not too difficult to do what I did, and it might encourage you to have a go yourself. So, happy pruning!